What is up, everybody? JD here. Hope you're doing well today. We're going to be doing the disassembly and maintenance on my Kansept Bison. Let's get into it. All right, guys, going to check really quick before we dive into this too far. Make sure this is not a T10 pivot, and it is. So glad to check that to make sure. So T10 pivot. Everything that I use is going to be linked down in the description below. These do have race washers on the bearings, so you're not going to be able to use skiffs. So I will forego measuring the skiffs on these, but they are using Delrin washers. Going to check really quick and see. Yeah, it's I might flip the pivot on this one. It is going to be disassembled from the show side, which I normally like to do it from the pocket clip side, but it does not look like the pocket clip is attached to anything. So I think we're going to be good to go. So T8 is going to be the hardware, which is going to be all steel that you're going to need for the disassembly for this one. May or may not flip the pivot. I'm not wildly concerned about it. It's going to be a super easy disassembly. So they use Delrin style washers, and as you can see, it does have race bearings, race washers, sorry, and then ceramic bearings here in the pivot for that disassembly, which is going to be really easy for you guys to do. I'm going to get a fresh one. I was debating grabbing the cleaning Q-tip that I just had out here a little while ago for the disassembly on that. Interesting. I wonder what that little notch is for there. Maybe they randomly QC and do a hardness test or something. It's unusual to see that little dimple there. We're going to go ahead and clean out the detent ball hole, which does have a little caked up dirty oil. No big deal on there. And go ahead and get this bearing out. I'm just going to leave the pivot as is. I'm not going to mess with it. I'm going to leave it the way that it came. I don't want to risk off centering it. If I do a bunch of disassembly and maintenance with this, then we'll go ahead and consider doing it at that time. The good news is, even though the detent ball hole was a little dirty, everything else is coming out seemingly very clean. So I love to see that. Clean off the lock bar interface, and gonna clean here as well. Okay, and that should be everything. So next is gonna be lubing. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off with a little. Oh, that's the wrong side. I was like, wait a second, something's not right. Little detent ball hole, a little bit of lube, very thin film for the pivot. Which, wow, that is very tight tolerances there. Yeah, very tight. Love to see it. Love to see it. Don't get me wrong. Love to see that. And I'm going to go ahead and reattempt that. That was a little bit big. There we go. A little bit better. A little bit smaller of a detent ball oil drop, just to make sure it doesn't get on my lock bar interface. It's going to be a super quick disassembly and maintenance here, guys. I love it. Super simple construction, very well done, and it's going to go together very smooth. Thank you, Kansept, for doing such a good job here on this one. Love to see when they come apart and go back together. Very smooth and very easy. You could flip this pivot if you wanted to disassemble it from the lock bar side. I have no personal preference, you know, either way is fine by me. And that went tight really quick. I hope that's not over tightened. We'll find out here in a little bit. Again, T10 pivot, T8 hardware, and I'm just going to recheck all the hardware just to make sure that all of it is snug down. Would like to see Kansept's hardware have just a little bit of a deeper tooling to them. That is actually T6, so we got an array, which you don't need to remove this for any reason. I'm just checking it just to check it. But you got an array, no pun intended there, of different sizes. Dead center, detent feels good. Yeah, man, this thing is nice. This is such a cool design. Such a cool design. There's your disassembly and maintenance for your Bison. Everything that I used today is linked down below, including the Bison with a discount code. When you use the links, it helps the channel. Appreciate you guys that do choose to do that. If you don't, no big deal. But that is everything for the disassembly and maintenance. If it helped, a like would be appreciated. If you're not subscribed, definitely consider subscribing. And a special shout out and thanks to my channel members out there. You guys are awesome. That's it for me today. Thanks for hanging out. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.